I started when I was at school. I always wanted to earn myself some pocket money, so I was 12 or 13 years old. And I just started washing vans for a local pest control company. And then I'd open the doors and the vans would be a mess, so I started tidying them up and suggesting how they could be wrapped out so everything stayed where it was meant to be and you could see what stock was in the van. And then I left school, got an apprenticeship. The company that I worked for went into receivership and I kind of dropped back into pest control then until I found something else, but never found something, so I stayed in. And I've worked from trainee technician, washing vans, trainee technician, to now working within the R&D and manufacturing side of the business with Syngenta, which I absolutely love, this part of the business, and been lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time to have the role I've got now. Yeah, I think particularly with my role that I've got now, and I've been involved with digital systems, I say 10 years, it's probably not quite that long, Phil, it's probably about 7 or 8 years, but I can see the way that the pest control industry has changed in many ways since when I first got into it, when I was still at school. But I think from the point of view of what the developments have been in the last 5 years, let's say, with technology, and I think it's really, really exciting. You know, it's an industry that I love. I've been in it my entire life, and I want to see the industry brought up to date. You know, I think about things like, I always mention things like HVAC systems and door entry systems. A lot of times I'm talking in hotels and conference centres where they have these things, and there's technology and connected systems, and that's what the customers want, or the managers, the facility managers that are operating these on behalf of the customer, the client. And we ought to be doing the same in pest control. There's no reason why we should ignore it. It might not work and it might not be a fit for every pest controller, for every customer right now, but we have to start thinking about it, raise that professionalism, and start thinking about how we might be able to make the pest control more interesting for other people coming into it. I think, it's yes, we still have to do the physical side of it, and the brass tacks of getting down, and we're dealing with nature ultimately, whether that's insects or rodents. But we can integrate technology that's meaningful and gives us another tool to give a better service delivery for the customers. It's absolutely something that we ought to be doing. So the first point, Phil, is for me what I like. No, it's slightly different, but if I take the majority, the 90% prior to what I'm doing now, it was the problem solving. Being able to go to a customer that has got a problem, a pest problem, and helping find out where the problem is, what the cause of it is, and working with them to resolve it and seeing a really happy customer. That is something I've always enjoyed, and from day one, making the small business owner happy that on a Monday morning all his vans was clean when I was 12 or 13 years old, going out first day of the week and seeing him pleased about that and the vans are tidy, to what I do right now in my role of we've finished an installation, we've installed a digital system, Secure Choice, which is ours, and seeing the delight when they get that first activation and knowing that they've got a problem, they know where the problem is, and it's being dealt with very, very quickly by the pest professionals. So I still enjoy that. It's never ever changed. It's working with the customers and problem solving, whether it's traditional methods or whether it's the new technology that we can integrate now. What would I say to somebody coming into the industry or considering coming into the industry or not? This is something I'm really passionate about, and I talk about this a lot, is that unfortunately we don't always attract enough of the really smart people that are out there. I'm thinking about the generation of young men and women that have spent their life with a device in the hand, and they everything is done through a device or through an app on their devices. And unfortunately, if that's our industry isn't viewed, it's still viewed as a very, very traditional way that we do everything manually. We may not attract those really smart people that we need in our industry to take it forward over the next 5 years, 10 years, 25 years. And I would say to anybody who's considering or not considering but wants to know more about what the careers might be in pest control, it's not always obvious. Take my role. My role when I first started was washing vans and then becoming a pest controller and doing all the hard graft. The role that I've got now is, I think I must have one of the best jobs in the entire And when I say the entire industry, I mean globally. And I get to travel the world. I get nicely paid for it. I get to talk to lots of different people, meet lots of different cultures, and do something that I absolutely love doing and that I believe in. So it's not all about, there's lots of career pathways in pest control, and I'd love to see more young people consider it as a career move. And I would just say, look more into it. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye. It's not just people going out catching rats, spraying for cockroaches, and that kind of can be the perception sometimes. And particularly with digital now, we're collecting data. I can imagine that in a